Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh, with Heather Abraham and David Highfield from the KDKA TV studios. It's Pittsburgh Today Live.
Today is the best day.
Oh my gosh, it is Tuesday, and take a look at what we're tasting for Tasted Tuesday. Do you recognize this sandwich?
Well, you're seeing a lot of tater tots, but this is the Pilgrim from get-go.
Well, this is the thing. I didn't know that tater tots were an option on the Pilgrim.
Oh, they're an option.
Yeah, so we're gonna try. This is what our Tasted Tuesday officially is today, because it is all kinds of Thanksgiving. I've never had one before. I've seen it on billboards,
yes,
and it looks huge on a billboard. And you know what? In real life, it actually looks about the same size.
So can I take a bite while you talk?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, in fact, you know what? Off to the side here, we want to show this guy. Chef Tom came in this morning because he put these together for us. Thank you, Chef Tom.
Thank you, we love you.
We love you. And so the bread is where the stuffing is. So it has the sage and all the spice in, and then it has cranberry sauce on. It has white cheddar cheese on. It has gravy on. It has roast turkey, of course. And you're loving it.
I love every bite of it.
Okay, now it's your turn to talk.
And I didn't even really get into the cranberry sauce. So there are additional add-ons, so you can get the traditional sandwich. And then you can do things like adding on the tater tots and other fun things.
That's good.
And there's gravy.
Yeah, the gravy on it and the cranberry sauce. There's something about cranberry sauce, like layered in a sandwich. I remember having a sandwich once with cranberry and mayo.
Oh,
it was so good.
So good.
And this is so good. And the tater tots, that's my first thing that when we walked over, I'm talking with my mouth full, I'm sorry. I said, tater tots?
Yeah.
No one told me about tater tots.
This is a whole meal, and it's making me so happy.
It's making me happy too.
I didn't know that I could be this happy today. And then Chef Tom came, and my life was forever changed.
Look at the size of this. Like, this is 2 days worth of food. Like, at least, maybe 3. So, anyhow, we love it. Thumbs up.
I mean, really, a home run. I don't know how long this is on the menu, but it's limited time. You see the big billboard when it comes up that it's time for the Pilgrim, and then it's limited time.
I can't believe I've never tried one before, but there's something about the combo. It's all the flavors from Thanksgiving. I know, and then we can't talk. So we need to talk.
Okay,
we do get paid to talk.
I'm taking one more bite while you talk about this, because it's a double header today.
It is a double header on Tasted Tuesday. So we talked last week about how 7-Up came out with this Shirley Temple flavored 7-Up, also limited time only. So this gives us something to wash down the Pilgrim, because Patty, our wonderful crew member, saw this and bought it over the weekend for us to try. So we have it poured here. It's supposed to be flavors of pomegranate and cherry and a splash of citrus.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Are you allowed to cheers soda? Is it bad luck?
You can cheer. No, you can cheers whatever you want, right? Really?
I don't think
oh no, Scott's saying no.
That is delightful.
Scott's saying that's horrible luck. You've banished yourself to bad luck.
That's delightful. It's sugary. You know, you're going to get the sweetness from it.
Oh,
but that's really nice.
But it really is. It's not like overly sugary.
You know,
there's a citrus. There's definitely a 7-Up thread to it.
I feel like Shirley should invite Tito's to this party.
Yeah, but I was just thinking the same thing, and then I thought, do I really want to say that? And I'm like, no, let's just say it. Let Heather say it. Because really, you mix a little bit of vodka in here. That's lovely.
A nice little treat.
Although fine, just the way it is, it's lovely.
I'm not sure if this is gravy or a crumb.
Okay, thank you for looking out for me. Thank you.
It's just hanging on by a thread.
We are on television. We need to try to keep ourselves together. Anyway, I would say this is a super successful Tasted Tuesday.
And you will see by the end of the show, we will have devoured these sandwiches, because that's what we do in the commercial breaks.
Maybe not all of this, though.
Not all of that.
We'll share this. We will share all of this.
Faux show.
Yeah. All right.
Yesterday we talked about Veterans Day, and we know there was the parade and a lot of wonderful activities taking place across the area to celebrate our veterans and their service. And then Sunny came home from school yesterday, and I wanted to share this because there was something in there from her teacher that says, "Dear soldier, thank you for being a hero." And all of the kids in her class made cards for the veterans that the students know. So
I love this. I love
my
it.
country. Dear Mr. Frank, I love my country. Thank you so much for your service and hard work. I believe in you. And that's from Kaylee. But they all have these handwritten messages inside of them.
It's
Thank
really,
you for
really
your service.
sweet.
Love, Brooklyn. Yeah, I mean, they're hand-drawn. They had, the cards already cut out, but then they were able to color them. Thank you for protecting our country.
Yeah.
Like, just so sweet.
All made out to Mr. Frank.
Mr. Frank.
And you know what? And teaching kids how
Right.
important it is that we need to thank our veterans.
Oh, here's
you know.
Sonny's. To Mr. Frank, it's your dad, Sonny. Well, you could just say, "Dear Dad."
No, she wanted to make it more formal for this. I get that. She wanted to show respect. Yeah.
I don't know that I read hers yet. To Mr. Frank, your dad, thank you for your service from Sonny.
That's sweet. It really is. What was Frankie's reaction?
He thought it was really touching. He thought it was really, and if you talk to a lot of veterans, they're very humble about their service. They think, yes, of course, they don't go into great detail. So, I think something special like this and the privacy of our home for him to open up, he doesn't have to feel like the spotlight is on him in any way. And this was really special.
That's great.
Very nice.
Great. I'm glad you brought those in.
Yeah.
All right. Have you seen the new Tom Hanks movie? It is called Here, and it's interesting. So Tom Hanks and Robin Wright from Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
They were together in Forrest Gump. Well, they're in this new movie together, and they de-age them with artificial intelligence
So
to
interesting.
make them look younger. And it truly is fascinating.
It really is.
Yeah, so we're going to play a little clip of this. It takes place over many decades. It's all shot in the same room, same camera angle, so just take a look.
It's time with your Tom and his news is captured.
Right here is where we want to be.
If you like, you could spend the rest of the night here.
I could spend the rest of my life here.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah,
So sweet.
It's all about memories happening in that same space.
Yeah.
And it is the idea that, so he's 68.
Yeah.
They made him look how old there? I mean, he looks like he's
Yeah.
in his 20s
Right.
there, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is all with technology. And so he was talking to Entertainment Tonight about this, and I thought this was interesting. He said the hardest part was playing 35.
I listened to this, and I thought it was really interesting because they asked him about playing that age, but then he actually started talking about himself.
Oh, like, and in his life, he felt like sort of, he said gravity sort of was taking over at 35.
Because he started talking about himself at 68. So you were like, wait, are you talking about playing 35?
Right,
or are you
right.
actually talking about when you were 35?
Right.
Because, he's not going back in time to do that part of the movie. But I thought it was really interesting how he transformed his answer to speak almost to himself.
Well, and he said he's been in maybe the best shape he's ever been in his life now. But he talked about 35. And then this was launching discussions for people about if you could go back in time to some age that you lived through, what would it be? Like, would you want to do that?
I'm sure if I was in my 60s, I would say now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, one of his parts is my kids are grown, so I can take better care of myself.
Yeah.
So he is in the best shape because he doesn't have.
Because he's not chasing around
Right.
kids and has more time to
Right,
be able to
right.
work out and,
But
and do whatever. Yeah.
I'm sure most grandparents or parents whose kids are out of the house would say they would go back to when their kids were younger.
Yeah. I mean, there are times in my life that were just great times, but I also don't feel like I would want to.
No.
Like, maybe I would want to, like, visit for a day. Does that make sense? But, like,
yeah.
not. But I'm enjoying my life now. Right
I would
now.
say
And
that's true.
Yeah. appreciate it.
Plus, it's kind of like that thing, like, what if you changed something?
I know.
And then the
Well,
whole
what if you went-
trajectory of your life
exactly,
changed.
and then you didn't meet Frankie, or I
What
didn't meet
if?
Gary, or we didn't start working together.
Lila actually said that to me yesterday because we were talking about going to college, and I was telling her all about my previous boyfriends. I don't know why, because she's in 5th grade, and I was talking about my first school dance in middle school. I was
Okay.
talking about my first school because she has her first like
Right,
dance,
sure.
or
Yeah.
and so we started talking about this, and I was like, and then I went to West Virginia University, and that's where I met your daddy. And she was like, so if you went somewhere else, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
daddy as my daddy. I was like, you wouldn't even be you. I could be married to Brad, and she said, or Chad, or Brian, or what,
Were these
we
all the-
started-
the-
No,
She was just
we
throwing
just
out
started like
names.
spouting up all these names, and I said, who knows, like my first baby could have been a boy, not a girl.
It's really true. I mean, you think about all the decisions in your life and all the things that happen, and you go back in time, you could be on a very different course.
That's right.
It's weird to think about. All right, another sneak peek at another new movie. Paramount drops the first trailer for their highly anticipated next chapter in the Mission Impossible saga.
Speaking of getting older, so Tom Cruise is back in this one. How old is he?
He is 60-something.
2.
62.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, take a look.
Everything you were, everything you've done has come to this.
Still doing all these stunts.
Well, that's the thing. He likes to do a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah.
I don't know that he does all the stunts, but he talks about, like, I really like to do this. And you take a look at this. He's doing all sorts of things in here. I mean, at least it appears that way. Like, look at that. Is that him? I hope
don't
not.
know.
I mean, wow. But also, I mean, obviously.
I couldn't run that fast now.
Especially not after we've been chowing down on our pilgrims. Like, no.
So that comes out in May.
Comes
like
out in May.
2025?
So they gave the first trailer out now. But it's always jam-packed. Like, those movies are just fun to watch, right?
They are.
They're spellbounding.
That's right.
Spellbinding. Spellbinding. They keep your attention.
yeah.
Let's not even try to use that word.
Action-packed.
There you go.